Hello and welcome to this video lecture series on data structures and algorithms in Python. This is a beginner friendly course, so if you are someone who is new and is just starting out, this course will set you up. So in this video we are going to be discussing arrays. So let us see what arrays are. An array is a collection of same data type stored at contiguous memory locations. So basically this data that you can see are of the same type. For example, we can see that all these values are all integers, and they are stored at contiguous memory locations. That means they are stored next to one another, right? So in this array we can see that the values are stored at some positions, and that is given by the index. So index position is basically the position at which an element is stored in an array. So an array starts with 0 index positioning. So the lower bound, that is the minimum index position, is given by this lower bound value, and the maximum index position is given by this upper bound value. And array length gives us the length of the array. So basically in this case we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 elements, right? So the array length will be equal to 9. Next we have is what are the types of arrays. So we have one-dimensional arrays and multi-dimensional arrays. So as you can see, this right here represents a one-dimensional array. The simplest form of an array in which the elements are stored linearly and can be accessed individually by specifying the index value of each element stored in the array are called one-dimensional arrays. And multi-dimensional arrays have more than one dimension. In Python, multi-dimensional arrays can be implemented by fitting in a list function inside another list function, which is basically a nesting operation for the list function. Advantages of arrays. Arrays allow random access to elements. This makes accessing elements by position faster. Arrays have better cache locality, which makes a pretty big difference in performance. Arrays represent multiple data items of the same type using a single name. These are the different methods that are available for manipulating data in an array data structure. You can take a screenshot and see how each of this function works. I'll open a Jupyter notebook and I'll show you how to implement or use these functions in an array operation. Okay, so I have opened my Jupyter notebook. So we'll look at the different array operations. So let's first define our array. Let's call it ARR equals to pass in some values. 2 3 6 8 11. Okay, so suppose these are the values that are present in our array. So if we print it out, this is what we get. Now let us start off with the append function. So append method. So this basically helps to add some value at the end of this array. Okay, so if I write array dot append and pass on suppose 23, okay, and then if I try to print it out, we'll see that 23 has been added at the end of the array, right? Next what we have is something called clear method. Okay, so if we do array dot clear, okay, and finally print out the array, we'll get an empty array because it clears all the elements that are present in the array. Let me just copy this, okay, because now my array is empty. I want to start off with the same array that we defined at the start. Next the method that we have is copy. So suppose I want let me write down the comment So suppose I want to create a variable and then do array dot copy, and if I print out BRR, we'll see that BRR also has the same values as the ARR value. Or we can also instead of using the copy method, we can what we can do is there's one other way, is BRR equals to ARR, and use slicing to achieve the same. Like this also copies the array, okay, using the slicing method. Okay, so the next method that we have is extend. So suppose I have another array called CRR, and the elements of CRR are 12, 45, 52. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add this CRR at the end of BRR, say. So BRR dot extend, and then I pass on this array which I want to add at the end of the BRR array. And now if I try to print out BRR, we'll see that the three elements or the elements in CRR are added to the BRR array. Okay, so this is the application of the extend method. Next we have the index method. So in this method we get back the index of a suppose we want to get the index position of a particular value. Okay, so for example, if I want to get the index of say 12 of BRR, so we return, this returns us the index of the value 12. So if you count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, so this value of 12 has the index position of 5, and that's what we get back. Next what we have is the pop method. So the next method that we have is the pop method, and this basically gives us, say for example, I want to pop or I want to get back the value which is present in the fourth position of the BRR array. Okay, so what I'll do is BRR dot pop and pass on the value 4, which is the index value. So when I run it, I get back this value of 11. So if I look at the BRR array, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the fourth position has a value of 11, and that's what I get back. Okay, and also if I try to print out the BRR array, we can see that this value is removed from the array. Okay, so this is removed from the array, and if I want to insert back the value into the BRR array, what we can do is we can use the insert method. So I want to insert the value of 11 at index 4, right, of the BRR array. So what I'll do is BRR dot insert, and then pass on the index position, and then the value at I want to pass the value of 11 at index 4 of the BRR array. So this will do that. So if I try to print out BRR now, so I can see that 11 has again been included into the array. So in the fourth position, we have inserted the value of 11 in the BRR array. So the next function that we have, or the next method that we have, is the remove method. So if I want to remove the value of 11 again from the BRR, what I can do is I can do remove 11, and if I try to print it out, the value of 11 is gone. But unlike the pop function or the pop method, what BRR does not store that. We cannot store BRR in a variable name. Okay, so for example, I can store this into like this. It returns gives us the value back. Okay, so 11 is the value that was removed from this array, right, from the BRR array. When I did a pop, the value of 11 was returned, but we know which value is removed, right? But in this remove method, we already assign the value that we want to remove, and like we do not get back the value. Okay, so that is the difference between remove and pop method. Then what you have is the reverse method. So in the reverse method, what we do is, or what this reverse method does, as the name says, it reverses the array. Okay, so if you look at the array ARR, we have the values are 2, 3, 6, 8, 11, right? So now if I look at the array, it is 11, 8, 6, 3, 2. So it is reversed. Okay, so this is what the reverse method does. And finally, the last method that we have is sort method. So the sort method basically sorts the values in ascending order. So if I try to print out array, we'll get 2, 3, 6, 8, 11. Maybe let us look at, because this is already in a sequential format. So what I want to do is create another array, call it data, and 23, 12, 34, 89, 2, 5 or 4. Okay, so next there's the data list. Next, what I want to do is I want to sort the values in ascending order. So when I do that and print it out, you can see that it is sorted in ascending order. So if I want to sort the values in an array in descending order, what I can do is I can use this reverse and call it true. So this will sort the values in my array in descending order. Okay, so this is how the different methods we can use different methods in an array. Okay, this basically is a list. We've not used, this is not an array, because a list in a list you can include data, or include data having different data types. For example, I can store an integer, then a string, okay, then a boolean, then what other data types we have, 2.4 and all this, right? And if I try to print it out, as you can see that we have different data types. This is a string, this is a boolean value, this is a floating point number, this is an integer. But arrays do not do that. Arrays, the elements of an array are homogeneous. So either we go for NumPy array, or there's a module called array available in Python. We use that. But for our course, we'll be using list, and just make sure that all the elements are having the same data type. Okay, in the next video we'll look at the different tasks related to arranging and rearranging elements in an array. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell icon to never miss an upload. Okay, so this is it for this video, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Thank you.